The goal of the transition closet is for our students to be able to wear the clothes that their parents approve of, come to school, and then swap out into the clothes that fit who they truly are. And I use the idea that this is like Superman changing in a phone booth. But that idea actually goes a lot further than that, because Superman isn't Clark Kent. Clark Kent is actually the disguise. And when Clark Kent goes into the phone booth, he transforms into Superman, who's really just who he truly is, Kal-El. And so this gives our trans students the opportunity to be the superheroes that we know they are.
Well, you're one sick, miserable, evil SOB.
That teacher is not only aware, but is an active participant in the students lying to their parents. He actually encourages it. But that's not my point. My point is, did you hear how he compared a certain group to superheroes? These people have to twist things in their head so that they can feel that what they're doing and saying is virtuous. As you will hear this pastor do when he compares getting eyeglasses to the amputation of healthy body parts. The comment says, if they are made in the image of God, why do they switch their gender? Are they saying God made a mistake creating them in their biological form? Roll the film, please.
So I've worn glasses pretty much my whole life. When I was in kindergarten, my teacher went to my parents and said, hey, you might want to get your son checked out because he can't see past his own nose. So my parents took me to the optometrist, and the optometrist said, yep, sure enough, your son can't see past his own nose, but I'm really sorry. There's nothing we can do about that because God made your son in this biological form, and God doesn't make mistakes. And so to put glasses on your son would be to switch up his vision, and that would be going against God's will for your son. And besides that, there are no glasses in the Bible. Nobody in the Bible wears glasses. And so the Bible contains all truth. And so to wear glasses would be going against the word of God, all to make your son feel comfortable in his own body. Of course, my optometrist didn't say that. And no Christian ever said that to me. In fact, 20 years later, when I had laser eye surgery, no Christian said, hey, you can't have surgery in order to change your vision because that would be going against the biological form that God created you in. Nobody said that to me. And nobody should say that to our transgender siblings.
You're all going to hell. Goodbye.
That's evil. No teacher, first of all, should ever keep secrets from the parents of his students and encourage the students to go against the parents' wishes. Secondly, that pastor, that pastor was basically comparing lopping off the wedding tackle to getting some eyeglasses or hearing aids, right? Jeez. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Real quick Clown World update today. This is actually just kind of a continuation of yesterday's video. As I stated in yesterday's video that I was having some technical difficulties. There was a storm blowing through, so my Wi-Fi was on the fritz, and so I had to end the video rather abruptly. So this will just be a quick continuation of that. Let's get into it now. I saw this, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment, I saw this picture making its rounds on the interwebs, and it's from, a subreddit called Trans Passing. So, it's captioned, 6 months HRT, so that's hormone replacement, 6 months HRT. Besides the lack of makeup, how do I look? I mean, are we being honest here? Or?
He was a retard.
Listen, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be a dick. I try to be an honest person. This fella uploaded his picture on the interwebs, put it out there for the world to see, and asked the question, how do I look? He deserves honesty, right? I don't want to deceive him or lead him astray, so, I mean, we'll be honest with the guy. It looks like he has an extra chromosome floating around. Anyway, this next one, oh boy. This is a government employee at the U.S. Embassy down in Brazil. Now, for some reason, they thought it was very important to put out this PSA on what pronouns are and why people use them. Probably the same reason why they decided to fly the BLM and pride flags at all the U.S. embassies around the world. Anyway, let's hear what this guy has to say. Roll the film.
Hi, my name is Mark, and I use he, him pronouns.
That means you're gay.
Whoopsie daisy, I'm not quite for sure what just happened. Must have been some sort of glitch. I do apologize. We are going to try this one again. Let's see if we can get past the first 5 seconds this time. Roll the film, please. Take 2.
Hi, my name is Mark, and I use he, him pronouns. You've probably noticed that more and more people are stating their preferred pronouns when they introduce themselves in social conversations, in classrooms, in the workplace, in their email signatures, and on social media. The reason is simple. There is a range of gender identities beyond male and female. In English, many use he, him, or she, her pronouns, but a growing number of people are using different pronouns like they, them, ze, them, ze, here, her, hers, and am.
What are we, making up words now?
These are called gender-neutral pronouns. They don't specify the gender of the subject of the sentence, and they exist because you can't assume someone's gender just by looking at them. Words matter, and they are powerful tools to convey meaning and connect more deeply with one another. Making incorrect assumptions about someone's gender, that's a microaggression that could be hurtful for individuals who identify with certain communities, such as transgender or queer communities. So, what's the best way to be sure you're using the right pronouns? Just ask. Asking for and using someone's preferred pronouns show respect and help create an inclusive environment.
That is without a doubt the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You are a idiot.
Now keep in mind, that is a United States government employee at the U.S. Embassy in Brazil getting paid with U.S. tax dollars. Anyway, this next one is, this is sad. It's, so this is a famous YouTuber named Nick Avocado or something like that. Not on the screen here. This is his partner in crime. But he'll be coming into the screen in 1 second, and they are both huge. They're just huge. And the sad thing is, instead of looking at this situation and saying, we got to tighten up here. This is not healthy. This is not healthy at all. They do it for clicks, and they just gorge themselves and just shovel food down their gullet and just keep eating and eating and eating until it's going to lead to their demise. It's sad. It's sad. Roll the film, please.
And they're still warm. It smells very delicious.
Okay, I'm ready to get it in my mouth. That's Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Well, let's just do it. Warning, it's thick.
Thick, thick, thick.
Very thick.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
That guy's got a serious weight problem. Go home, start exercising.
Eat vegetable. Eat broccoli.
Now, their whole shtick is to be morbidly obese, right? That's their whole thing. They get on camera and just keep eating to get huge, right? So I'm guessing that's the whole shtick. So I wonder if they get upset or pissed when people critique their videos and say that they're huge. I can't imagine they would. That this is deliberate. So anyway, I wanted to point out real quick. Oh boy. So Nick's a pretty hefty fellow, obviously. But I noticed as they put their arms up to eat one of several bowls of noodles on the table that her forearms, bicep area, are a solid 3 to 4 times bigger than his. And he's not small.
That's a huge.
All right, this next one, I'm just going to play the first maybe 3 to 5 seconds of it. There's some music that starts playing about halfway through this, and it gets really loud. You can't even hear what this young man is saying. So, but the first 3 to 5 seconds is all you're going to need to hear just to realize how insane this actually is. Roll the film.
Okay, so this is gonna get a lot of people mad, but the harsh reality is that trans women are actually biologically women.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
Okay? That is just stupid.
You guys heard that, right? I just want to make sure you heard that, young fella, crystal clear. Because That's going to be the messaging very soon. Mark my words. Watch. They're going to try to get rid of the whole trans woman, and it's just going to be biological woman. Biological woman. No difference. Potato, potato. Watch. Anyway, this next one. I don't. Always complaining. These people are always complaining. Their lives are just too f***ing good. They complain about nothing. Roll it.
Being misgendered can be an incredibly painful experience. In that moment, we are reminded that the world places us into a bucket that we do not fit in. And it is incredibly traumatic to grow up being constantly told you're something you're not. So for a lot of people, being misgendered triggers that trauma. So if it looks like I'm mad, it's probably because I'm in a lot of pain. In the same way that when we stub our toe, we scream expletives because we're in pain.
You act like a little right now.
Good times create weak men, and truer words have never been spoken. Anyway, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. And while I do that, I'm going to leave this picture on the screen for your viewing pleasure, of course. Oh, that's tough. Oh, and the picture is captioned, "I feel beautiful. I think yellow is my color." I beg to differ. Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by first-time sponsor, Richard Bentley. Richard, thank you, sir, for sponsoring today's video. I truly, truly appreciate the support. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. Once again, today's sponsor, Richard Bentley. Thank you, sir. Let's get this off the screen. Oof.
You're one ugly motherfucker.
Listen, I still say most of these people are trolls. How is there any other explanation? I mean, that guy's got the low-cut jersey on with his chest hair tupping out. And, yellow's my color. I'm beautiful. What? Give me a fucking break. Wow. Oh, anyway. We are going to be wrapping it up on this one because I simply cannot take another second of this nonsense, and I'm pretty sure you guys can't either. We've all just taken in way too much brain aids for one day, so we are going to be wrapping it up, of course, on everybody's least favorite former Vice President, Joe Biden. I hope you guys are ready for a masterclass in economics and taxes. Anyway, guys, things are clearly getting crazy out there. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll the film, please.
And there's a lot of other, for example, the idea that we're, in terms of taxes, that they refuse to, for example, I was able to balance the budget and pass everything from the global warming bill. Anyway, I was able to cut by $1.7 billion in the first 2 years the deficit that we were accumulating. And because I was able to say to it that the 55 corporations in America that made $400 billion, or $400 billion, that they pay zero in tax. Zero.
You are a fucking moron.
I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure. True international effort to pressure. True international effort to pressure.
Do caca poo poo.